Greetings, guys. I want to say hi to you. This is my new business card, if you will, and it's location down here, if you can notice, in Uruguay, Montevideo, Uruguay. This is the link to the website. This is my phone number. My phone number has not changed. And the website is hendricksonborocals.com. If you want to go there and see some of the work that I've done in the past and that I'm doing now, I kind of wanted to go over some of the things that have been coming up. Number one, I decided in the United States, in Arizona, I had an awesome shop. I loved it. It was awesome. I mean, it was a double wide, not trailer. It was a double wide warehouse. Two warehouses joined together in the middle, and it was just amazing. We had so much equipment and so much materials and supplies, and we had glass, and we had torches, and we had printing equipment, and we had screen printing, and then we had digital printing for stickers and for all different kinds of stuff. I mean, you name it, we had it. And it was just amazing. However, just in 2 months, I lost about 80% of my customers. They just kind of went from us doing 5 jobs a day to us doing like 3 jobs in a week. And I could see right then that I wasn't going to be able to keep up with my overhead that I had developed with the 2 shops in one, and all the equipment and all the people it took to keep everything going. And so I just decided to just shut it down fast and just make a change. So the make a change part came inadvertently because I speak Portuguese now, and my wife, Iraci, we decided to go to Portugal, where we had been given a invitation to work with some charities in Portugal and teach some of the people over there screen printing like I do in the United States, or I did in the United States, and teach them screen printing and a skill, even if they were unskilled people. So it was really a blow. But because we spoke Portuguese, we immediately thought Portugal, and so I just said I had like a meltdown, total meltdown, trying to think how was I going to keep it all going, what was going to happen to all the equipment that we had amassed over 20 years. What were we going to do? How were we going to survive? What were we going to do? It was just one question after another, and I'm sure many of you are experiencing or have experienced the same thing or going through it now. And so I went through it like in 24, and I just said I have to do something, and I have to do it fast. So we took off and we went to Portugal. After we were in Portugal for a short amount of time, Portugal advised us that our residencies were not going to be approved and that we had better look for somewhere else to call home. Because I had been speaking Portuguese with Hi for 10 years, 12 years, I never thought about a Latin American country. But being in Portugal and being faced with the fact that there was no home for us there, no way to settle there or work or anything without a visa and a work permit and a bunch of complicated stuff that we just had not thought of. We hadn't thought about it because we were trying to survive and save everything and lose everything, and it was just a huge conflict. So what we did was we decided it was best that we just break up. We just said it's been a good run. We've had a lot of fun. We've done a lot of things, accomplished a lot, had a bunch of trials and errors, and we've survived everything from the Amazon jungle, where Hi is from, Brazil. I lived in the Amazon jungle with her for several times, many times in Manaus, with the mosquitoes, the jaguars, the centipedes, the city of God, the lawlessness, the being tall and white in a community of people that came to hear on me, because the Indians are actually very, very little people, very fascinating to me, the tribe that Hai was from. And she was fascinating too, because she was an Amazon Indian. But we just decided to, let's just split up. And it was mutual. We're not mad. We don't talk, but we're not mad. And so anyway, so she went, I guess, back to Brazil, and then probably back to the United States or somewhere. I don't know where she is or where she went to. But the thing is I said, well, I have to do something. So I did a Google for, or I did a chat search or something for a country that was easy residency and peaceful, and instantly pops up the country of Uruguay. And I thought, Uruguay, I said, man, that's really, I never would have thought about Uruguay in my life, And I do speak fluent Spanish because I've lived in Mexico. So my Spanish being from Mexico, I thought Spanish was Spanish, and I didn't realize what a strange, I don't want to say strange, but what a different dialect it is in Uruguay and Argentina from the Mexican Spanish, which I think is very clear, and that's my whole vocabulary was learned in Mexico when I lived in Mexico for 2 years, way back in the 80s. And so anyway, I just decided to hop on a plane and come to Uruguay and just say, there was no visa, there was a peaceful country, had great track record, and also the president at the time, President Pepe Mujica, was the incredible president that legalized marijuana. He legalized gay marriage and gay adoption, and he legalized everything, democracy, abortion, weed, marijuana. I think I may have just said marijuana twice, but anyway, to me that was very big, because I had become #1 brander in pretty much internationally for people that blow glass or that do scientific glass. And as long as it was borosilicate, that's where I had become a specialist. And so anyway, so I came to Uruguay, and I found it to be a fascinating place. No visa to get in. And I immediately went to immigration and said, look, I need some help. Please help me. I lost everything. I don't have anything. I don't know what to do. And so immigration was very, very kind to me. They treated me not as an American. They treated me as a human being. And here they consider people, all people, black, white, green, yellow, chartreuse, whatever, as human beings. And there's no racism. Of course, there's going to be some spot here and there. So don't say yes, there is. But no, I have never seen racism. I've never seen what I call gayism, prejudice against LGBT. I've never seen that. Everybody here is totally negative, totally neutral, just neutral. If anything, it's like living in Italy or Spain, because those two descendants are heavy in Uruguay. I think 99% of the people here are descendants of Spaniards or Italians. So it's very much like living in Italy or Europe or Spain, and the architecture is so gorgeous here. It's just amazing. The country itself, every day I'm fascinated by new things about it that I would never have even thought about had I not come here. So when I came here, I had no idea what to do. I actually lived in a homeless shelter which they take very good care of the people that are without a place to live. They want off of the street. They can easily get off of the street because they have permanent shelters, they have temporary shelters, they have all different kinds of shelters, huge ones, small ones, 24-hour, whatever, from 9 to 6, the ones that go out on the street until they figure out where they fit best. They seem to find a cure for everything here in Uruguay. I've never seen any country like this, and they're so friendly here. I mean, people were friendly. They were friendly to me when I first got here. They're still friendly. I really just love it here. The weather is amazing. Right now it's winter time. It's kind of chilly in here right now, but it's just an amazing place. What I want to talk to you about is the borosilicate decals, actually, which is kind of where I'm going to. This is some borosilicate decals right here. This is you can see the shiny cover coat, and I want to tell you how I got into this business. It's actually pretty strange, but I've mastered it, and I've missed it. I quit printing in 24 when I left because I said I just have to close it down. I had to get rid of all my inks. I had to get rid of my equipment. I had to get rid of my screens. I had to get rid of everything because I just could not carry it around with me. So the way that I got into borosilicate printing, which borosilicate is the scientific name for Pyrex. And for those of you that speak Spanish, I'm sorry, I'm going to speak English because, well, number one, I probably need the practice. Down here, it's all Spanish or the highway. So anyway, but the way I got into this printing is that I have a brand. It's called Bajito Onda. I think this may show up backwards in the video. But anyway, Bajito Onda is my brand. It's also a humanitarian charity to help people that have been dropped out of society, excluded, oppressed, depressed, whatever, for some reason or another. I founded Bajito Onda back in the 80s, and I became a 501c3 in 1994. I've presented 4 times to the United Nations in Mexico in Spanish at conferences that were global conferences on my teaching techniques for people that have been in prison, especially prison, or on drugs, or victims of abuse, or veterans that have been injured and are lacking different either physical or mental capabilities. And I've even blind people. I've even worked with people in wheelchairs. My story's been quite publicized worldwide in New York Times, Dallas Observer cover, Tucson Weekly cover, Newsweek, New York Times, what else? Univision, Telemundo. All those different presses have followed me around. I have not done any press since I've been down here because I've basically been trying to figure out how it is here and get back on my feet, so to speak. But the way that I got into this marvelous career right here, and I've been doing it since 2016, is because I have a brand that I wanted to sell my t-shirts, Bajito Onda t-shirts, when I moved to Tucson about 2010 or 11, maybe 10. And so I wanted to sell my shirts at places. It was suggested to me for me to go to head shops and different boutiques there in Tucson, which is where I moved to after I left Dallas. Excuse me. And so when I left Dallas because of stress, I don't do too good with stress. I have PTSD, and stress really stresses me out. So I left Dallas. I went to Tucson. Had a great time discovering hippies and reggae music and fire circles or fire dancing and drum circles and chanting and things, yoga. I had a great time being exposed to all that stuff. And so anyway, I was I met some glass blowers, and they asked me if I could print on glass. And I said, I don't know, I've never done that before. But I'm a printer of shirts and of different products, but never for glass. One thing that I didn't understand was that the glass, it has to be fired in a kiln. These decals here, they're actually liquid borosilicate. They actually fuse into the glass because they are glass ink, and they slide off of this paper with water onto the glass piece, like over here. And then they're put in a kiln. Damn it. And so anyway, I'm just going to keep going even though I have to do something, eat or whatever. So they asked me if I could print for glass because they said that at the time the only company that they were using was out in California, which shall remain anonymous, but they're called Art Decal. They were the #1 for many, many years to print like for coffee cups and ashtrays and beer mugs, things like that, mainly for Las Vegas type souvenirs and stuff. But as the glass industry, the glass blowing, thanks to Bob Snodgrass and people like him, especially him, because he taught over thousands of people how to make pipes and how to support themselves by blowing glass. And he's really admired for his contribution to so many people. And so anyway, and he's a good friend of mine now. But the thing is that the decals that they have been getting that were okay for low temperature firing or for coffee cups or souvenirs or stuff, they weren't cutting it when you get into $200 or $300 pieces or $1,000 pieces, and then they would rub off or they would fall off or chemicals would wipe them off. So I was asked if I could print on them or print them. And I myself had my brand, and I thought, well, it would be cool if I had Bajito Onda on some pipes, and I sold that through these head shops. Even though I don't smoke, and I've never smoked, I like to make things, but I don't smoke. And so anyway, I wanted decals, so I actually called up Art Decal, and I asked him. I said, I want to know how I get decals for my glass. And they told me just send them a logo and they would handle it. And I said, but you have to understand, I'm a master designer. I'm a graphic designer, and I know how to produce the logos so that they come out very crisp and clear for you to produce. And so what happened was they couldn't really tell me how to send it. And I thought, well, that's really weird because I said, you know, if you don't know how to send it, then how am I going to know what I'm going to get back? And they were quite expensive. And I thought, well, I don't really want to risk it. So what I did was I did not go with them, and I started researching how to print bake-on logos or bake-on decals. And it was really difficult because that kind of ink or frit is not available like at a regular ink store or at a graphic design shop or somewhere where you buy normal inks for printing. And so I had to call laboratories. I invested probably $20,000 that I really didn't have in inks that were made for a different type, not 33 Boro. And so when I tried things, they just did not work. and the people that I gave them to experiment with them, they failed miserably. So finally, after maybe a year or 6 months later, Chameleon Glass was kind enough to give me about 100 small hand pipes. And he said, here, try these, and if you can make it work, he said, then you've got a new career. You can start printing for the glass industry. And so, and he also advised me that as a fashion designer and a fashion printer, he said, everywhere there is a panel on a piece of glass, if you can design a logo like around the bottom of a straight tube or a slide across the very top of a slide or a down stem, put a logo on that, put a logo on the front, on the back, shining through, on the bottom of a beaker. It was just crazy. I was like, wow, there's so many different places that logos could go to that I could just design all kind of stuff for it. Bullet targets, and bullets, and daggers, and just all kind of animals and everything. It was amazing. So I just started trying the design part was easy for me, but to get the inks to fuse into the glass took me forever. And I ended up throwing away the first batch of glass that I bought, because the inks that I bought, because they didn't work. They weren't the right kind of frit. I did not know what millimeters were. I did not know what frit was. I did not know anything. I did not know nothing about glass, but I'm a master printer. So eventually I got the hang of it, and I printed a lot for my brand. I printed a lot for other people, and slowly but surely people kind of started testing me out. It took me a long time. It took me maybe several years for them to ever have faith in me. And every time they had a complaint about another company or someone that they had worked with, another company that also, and I refer people to Petco Hill, which is up in New Jersey. Newt is a good friend of mine. I left, like I say, in 24. So the people that I had been serving, the borosilicate, mainly the artists, those people who are, they're more trouble to work with because they blow glass. That's their talent. I design things. I give them their logos. I don't think I hardly ever charged anybody for a logo. And so I love to design them or enhance them. And then I also refer people back out to Art Decal. So basically it was Art Decal and Petco Hill, and then I was a newcomer. So the thing is that as a newcomer, whatever the people complained to me about, I would say, well, let me try to find a solution to that. And so I would definitely find a solution, no matter how long it took me, to stop, like the yellow cover coat that used to shift the coloring of the decals that had color in them. So I found a clear cover coat. Those used to stick together. So I found a cover coat that didn't stick to the other ones. Everything that had a problem for glass blowers, I found solutions that would stop those problems, stop them from having those problems. And or I did my best to work with them, and we got a really good bond going. Also, if you notice on here, this is a whole page of logos, a whole page of artwork or whatever it is. Here's another one that I did. This right here. These are actually 24 karat gold, and when they're baked, they fire shiny. They are 24 karat gold. This is actually gold. It's not ink. But if you notice that I try to put many on a page, not cut out one and send you like 1,000 of one design. I like to do the whole page and vary it up, different sizes, different designs, different whatever, whatever I can put on one page, that's what I like to do. And then at the same time, charge reasonably. I like to charge around $10 per sheet. If you say $10 per sheet, and this right here, of course, the 24 karat gold is $50 a sheet on average. But like on these right here, at $10 a sheet, you end up paying maybe 20 cents or something for this to go on a hand pipe, for instance, or on a one hitter or something like that. And so that very dramatically increases the value, sales price, and the branding, which it can be their name, their artist signature, or whatever. And so they get a better value. I get a better value because I print like 30 or 40 at a time. So it makes it worth my time. Then as they publish their pieces, they get their value back out of it many times. And so that's how I got into the printing of the borosilicate decals. And I've been doing them. I don't have any more pages to show you guys, sorry. But anyway, so that's why I got into it, and in 2016, and now this is 2026. But I've done probably 400 jobs, 500 jobs. I mean, we were doing so many jobs a day, 5 jobs a day. I mean, sometimes many jobs, small jobs, big jobs. We filled up our racks. We shipped every day. We had a great business. And that business allowed me to train people that are disadvantaged in printing or in art or design or something, so that they could serve their community service, court-ordered community service, with my agency, Bajito Onda. So as a charity, I was printing for the public, for the glass blowers. That allowed me to make money that I bought equipment with, that I bought supplies with, that I bought people's hygiene with, or their meals, or their whatever, their rent on a motel or something. Tucson is a very brutal city weather-wise, so I did a lot of people. I got their hair cut at my barber. I took them and got them a $40 haircut, a shave. I bathed them. I let them bathe. Gave them new clothes. Bajito Onda clothes, of course. But anyway, so I did a lot of things for the United States and for Tucson, especially Dallas also. I did a lot of things in Dallas, which is where Bajito Onda started. It's where I started learning how to print, and I had a mentor that taught me for 10 years how to print, and I agreed that if he would teach me how to support myself without having to work for someone else, that I would teach others. So as a result of that, I've been awarded the JCPenney Golden Rule Award, the Nokia Award, the Texas Governor's Award. I can't even think, letters from Congress, the United Nations 4-time presenter. I'm really proud of my accomplishments, not because of me, but because my foundation, my charity, was the one that helped me to get back on my feet after I myself spent a year in prison for helping Mexicans with illegal papers, because I wanted them to be able to bring their families over, put their kids in school, go back and see sick relatives. I don't know, I felt vulnerable since my father had just passed away, and I just didn't really think about what it was I was doing was illegal. I just sort of said, I really don't care. I'm just going to help these people. And I did not make any money off of it at all. but I sort of saw it as whatever that show was where um, Leonardo DiCaprio was a counterfeiter or a prisoner or something, and I more or less saw it like that. So I ended up doing 1 year in federal prison out of a 3-year sentence. I was very lucky to get released after a year, but no jobs would hire me. So I went to that company in Dallas called Advance that they sold equipment and they sold ink and things like that. And the gentleman there, the head of it, agreed to teach me how to print if I would do something. Oh, if I would design the art. If I would design the art, he would teach me how to print it. And so I became a designer, even though I didn't know what I was doing. I said, if I can make money and not have to try to keep getting turned down for jobs, when I would go and apply for a job, I would not get it because of the having been in prison. So that became a whole new focus for me to help other people because I understood that. And of course, now the huge problem is the PTSD that people are suffering after they've been in prison. It's they've always suffered it. I've always suffered from it, and the blank spots that prison leaves in your brain or takes away from your brain. It's not only embarrassing. It's degrading. It's frightening. It's something that you can't explain because you don't even realize it unless you're hit with it. And I know when I came out of prison, I couldn't even order at a restaurant because the menu it took me 10 minutes to even try to order anything because I couldn't really focus on a menu. I don't know why. It was just part of it. And so I've made a study out of retraining the pain in your brain, and I have presented that to many universities. I've spoken at over 30 universities, 30 prisons, juveniles, law enforcement conferences, to anything I can do to help people understand that psychology of having been in prison. I don't know what it is. It's not the amount of time that you do. Even though the more time you do, the more ingrained it becomes, and then the harder it is to explain and to, I guess you could say, fake it till you make it on the outside of prison, because it's just not easy to fit back in again, ever. And that's why if you notice my place here, actually it doesn't even have any windows. It's a small garage in Montevideo, downtown Montevideo. I love it. I can sleep here, I can print here, I can design here, and outside nobody even knows I'm in here. I do plan to move to a bigger place as soon as some of the things I'm working on, which I now have developed about 5 different businesses since I've been here, because instead of working at a job and applying and being put through the different stages that you're subjected to, maybe some people just are not ready for that. So I have developed businesses that I loan to people, or I help people to get started. It's basically just a formula. It's a formulatic, I don't think that's a word, sorry about that. It's a formula that's just cookie cutter. If you do this, and this, you invest this, you make this, you have this for you. You can help people or help yourself or do whatever you're going to do with that money, and you don't owe it to as a job. As a job, I don't know. I don't think I could ever work at a job because I'm too developed mentally to develop these businesses that teach people to teach people, and everybody shares in the give, take, and share methodology that I've developed. Right now I have a lady from Venezuela that is working with me, or not working with me, but she's a participant in the program that I have here, because I have cloned Bajito Onda Latin America. It's launching, about to launch in Argentina, as well as Brazil. And actually, this is the perfect place for it, because this is all Spanish-speaking, Spanish or Portuguese countries, and so it's perfect for Bajito Onda. It's a motivational movement to help others, lift them up, help them get them going, pick them up off the street, teach them how to do something, pay them a percentage of what they're producing that are making money for the program. The program pays them. The corporate executives, Coca-Cola, UPS, FedEx, whatever, they allow us to do work for them. And thankfully in the United States, I'm doing jobs again for clients in the United States. Some very exciting projects, glow-in glass out of North Carolina. I believe it's North Carolina. Bob Hastings, he's very gracious. We've been working together to develop these theme sheets that people can purchase for individually, and therefore they can get a different variety of images. So glowing glass is one of the sponsors. Another gentleman is Alfonso Carrillo out in Eugene, Oregon. A lot of gosh, I can't even think who else. Aaron Ristaw, doing a project with him. He's such an exciting guy. He's a brilliant scientist and sculptor and engineer type thing. I don't know, maybe I've said all the wrong titles that he has, but the guy is brilliant. And so together we have worked together to develop his project, and it's quite exciting. It's really exciting. It's with plasma. So not plasma blood, plasma with the electronic shocks. But the project that we're working on is just so amazing. And I'm learning so much from these new, it almost seems like I've come up to a new level of scientific assessment of the borosilicate. I don't want to say decoration, but branding, and there is decoration that's going on with some of the artists that have survived this crunch. Some of the artists didn't make it. The ones that were struggling, most of them have not made it. They just could not keep up. But they probably are trying to get back into it or hang on to it because they love to do it. And that's why I want to import their glass into Uruguay for South America, because here in Uruguay, marijuana is totally legal. They buy it from, it's legal to buy it from the pharmacy. There's no permits needed. Just go to a pharmacy and say, I want over-the-counter marijuana. I believe that's how it works. Don't quote me, but I don't buy it, so I don't know exactly. But I know it's over-the-counter. It's like an aspirin because it's considered medicine here. So I guess if you have any questions, you can contact me at Del Hendrickson at yahoo.com, or you can go to my website, which is this, and I hope it's not looking at it backwards. I think it might be looking at it backwards. Anyway, it's HendricksonBorocals.com, and you can go there, and if you want to make a donation to Bajito Onda to help me with the South American to North American help on both ends. I am helping and donating in the United States, and I'm helping and donating down here. And we're trying to move this beginning center here, get some equipment and move it into a bigger space so that we can work with more people, and also so that we can produce produce the Bajito Onda line of merchandise. And we're have a meeting coming up with a huge distributor for the industry down here in Argentina and Brazil. So it's very fascinating. I love that I speak Spanish. I'm trying very hard to learn this dialect, and I pretty well got it down after a year and a half. I invite you to check out Uruguay if you're thinking about doing something, or contact me about coming to Uruguay, because it's really very peaceful. It's like right now, it's quiet. It's always quiet. I don't want to say it's boring, but it is pretty boring, because you don't have to deal with crime and gangs and drugs and fentanyl and car wrecks and car zoom arounds and all that stuff. It's just very peaceful. It's a very wonderful, how do you say it? It's a very sensible country. The hospitalization is free. They do not even have a financial department at the hospitals. They have free dental, ophthalmology or eye exams or something is free. I have not done that yet, but I've been very well taken care of down here, and I get my medicine free. I get a free bus pass for 5 years at 500 trips a year. It's just, they seem to do everything. They try to do everything to take care of the children. Children here are number one. People here are number one. They will try. I forget how they do they do hire people, and you just don't see a lot of people here begging, with signs and things like that, because people here find a way to work. It's a very wealthy country. It's called the Riviera of South America, and it's the how do you call it, the Riviera and the the Switzerland of South America. And I don't know, it's just really an amazing country. It's very modern, very clean. Yes, there's graffiti. Yes, there's dog stuff on the sidewalk, but there's no grass because Montevideo is like all cement. But the people are very clean and very friendly, and it's also a Silicon Valley of South America. It's a very big telecommunications hub. It's self-sufficient. They have windmills everywhere out in the farmlands, and there's only 3 million people here. Very few immigrants. There's like maybe, I don't know, very few immigrants compared. The population is 3 million, and there's 15 million cows. So everybody has 5 cows to their, I guess, for their collection or something, but the cows are the big deal here. Beautiful country, gorgeous weather. Now is winter time. Everybody here, if it gets under 60, they're freezing to death. They're all bundled up. I like this thing because it feels good on my neck. And it's just a cool place. Get a hold of me if you need some borosilicate decals. If you want to do a story, I'll do a story. Yo hablo español, me puedes preguntar cualquier cosa en español. Puedo hacer un interview completamente en español. Si você quer que fale português, também posso falar português, completamente no português. Gosto muito de falar português sobre espanhol, pero agora aqui tem que falar espanhol. So, I speak 3 languages. I love speaking Portuguese a lot. It's a fun language. It's very fast and smooth. But I also love the Spanish from down here. It's very cool. So thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. Del Hendrickson. That's a lot of my story. What is it? 5 hours long. Sorry about that. But I have a lot of stories. I didn't get into the Africa or the prison stuff real deep, but I could. London, Bajito Onda was launched in London in 2013 at the International Licensing Expo. So I got a bunch of stuff. All right, so you guys take care. Thank you very much. And be good to yourself, okay? You deserve it.